Becoming a real estate investor is hotter than ever for many looking to become entrepreneurs or having another stream of income. From flipping houses to becoming a landlord, getting in on the real estate game can be a real estate or a real mistake. It's Tuesday, so we're talking Money Matters, and with us is Ernest Burley from Burley Insurance and Financial Services. Thanks once again for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll talk about real estate for a moment. There are many things people can do in terms of investing. What kind of options are out there?
Well, there are a lot of options out there. I mean, real estate, you can own your own home. Mm-hmm. Also, you can be a landlord and rent property out to others, but you need to be in a proper financial position before doing that. Some people jump out there too early, and real estate can become a real mistake if you're not financially stable and you're not in a mature position to take care of real estate.
I was going to say, how do you know when you're ready? Because people get excited, they want to take that leap of faith. How do you know when you're ready to make it happen?
You have to have cash. I mean, you need to have emergency savings. You need to plan things out. So have enough for the down payment and enough for emergencies that will arise. If the roof has to be replaced, the water heater goes, the air conditioner goes, you need to have money in reserve to be able to do stuff like that.
So if you want real estate, you need real money.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Real money or Monet, however you want to say it.
Talk about the different mistakes you can make in investing in real estate.
Well, getting out there too early, having it in the wrong location, not knowing. Now, here's a big thing. A lot of people rely on the tenant to pay their rent. Mm-hmm. I recommend clients be in a financial position to pay that rent whether you have a tenant or not, because you don't want to be handcuffed to a situation where rent is not being paid and now you can't pay the mortgage. So that's another financial situation you need to take care of.
So you have to be in really good shape yourself in order to do this. You can't just take a leap of faith per se.
Right. It's not willy-nilly for sure. It can mess up your finances in a very, very strong way because real estate is a long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. It's not like a short hop and jump type situation.
So you're new to the game. What ought your first steps be as you decide what to do and what direction to go into?
Location. Mm-hmm. And I don't talk about things I don't know about. I own real estate. I own mutual funds, stocks, all this kind of stuff. So before I buy a property, I'm thinking about selling it right off the bat. I'm like, okay, how marketable is this property? What's the location? What's the infrastructure of the city? What are the plans for the city? So think about the location of the property in addition to things like pre-screening, making sure that you have, either you're going to do it yourself or hire a property manager. You got to think all this stuff out to make sure that you're properly prepared to own the real estate.
So is it better, I'll switch a little gears here a little bit, is it better to own or to rent?
I think some people I don't knock renters, right? So I think it's a good situation to be a renter and to plan to own. Now, I'm all about planning to own, but if you're not financially stable and in a position to own real estate, rent until you're in that position to be able to do so. Don't do it prematurely because it can wreck your finances in a hurry.
So someone may want to invest in real estate. I guess one good advice is to shop around for a good interest rate. How do you do that?
Well, I'm not a mortgage person. You just call a few mortgage companies, or you can go online and find out what the interest rates are. So that's kind of an easy thing, but your credit has to be at a certain level too. So you don't want to be doing this at a 500 credit score. So credit is very important also.
So you have the mortgage. Do you suggest people pay it off early, or are there penalties for doing that?
Well, I might get a little kickback on this, but I'm not a big proponent of paying off a mortgage early. I'm more, I advise clients more to save up on their retirement. I'd rather you have a big retirement savings as opposed to having all your money stuck in an illiquid asset. And then when you have the big retirement plan, 401k, 403b, TSP, or what have you, you have the flexibility to pay off the mortgage when you get to retirement if you want to. Mm-hmm. But don't have all your money tied up in a house, and then how are you going to get the money at that point?
Talk about equity. What is that and how does it work to your benefit?
Equity, that's you owing the house being worth more than you owe on the house, right? So a lot of people know about the Great Recession. A lot of people were upside down in their houses. They thought they had all this equity, but if you're upside down, you don't have it. You have equity, but you can't access it, right? So if you have the equity, first thing is you can't go to the bank and say, you know what, I have $500,000 equity in my home. They're not going to write you a check to supplement your retirement. You have to borrow the money. How about that? You have to borrow the money you tied up into your house instead of it being into your IRA, right? I have clients call me all the time. Hey, Ernest, I need $100,000, $50,000. I just wire the money into their account. It's not locked up in their house.
So in terms of investments, is it better to buy a single-family home and rent that out, or perhaps an apartment unit?
It depends on location, right? So if you're near a college town, maybe a fourplex or an apartment unit is better than a single-family home. It depends on the location of the property, for sure.
Okay, sir, thank you once again very much.
Thank you.
Congrats. Well, individuals should contact their own financial professional and attorneys to help answer questions about specific situations or needs before taking any action based on this information.